welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs and rabbits, and welcome your beautiful faces to today's video. So it's slightly different today. We're going to be listing some electronics, and is it actually worth selling electrics or electricals on eBay? Obviously, being a full-time UK eBay reseller, I normally tend to buy electronics from Carboots and charity shops, so you're always taking the risk of buying something that you don't know or is unsure if it's going to work. But that is a risk that I'm willing to take for the sake of this video. So I've gone purposely out to source as many electronical items that I can, so we can see if it's actually worth listing them on eBay. And is it actually worth selling these type of things on eBay? Or are you worth just spending some extra more money on clothing and footwear, for example? I love selling electronics. They sell super fast, and yeah, it's something a bit different. So without further ado, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and ding dong that bell so you do get notified when I upload. And today we're going to find out if it's worth me spending time and effort selling electronics on eBay. It's very important when you are buying electronics that you obviously look at spares and repairs value on eBay when you're in the field or in the charity shop. This is so that if you do bring it home and it doesn't work, then your money is safe. So when you're in the field and you're looking at a VHS or a bundle of games with game consoles or anything like that, always check the spares and repair value. So then you know your money is 150 billion% safe if it doesn't work. So I will never spend too much money on game consoles or VHS players or vinyl players or Furbies or anything like that, just in case it doesn't work. So the first item we are going to be starting off with is a 3DS bundle. So let me show you. So this is the 3DS bundle in question. We have Pokemon, Omega Ruby, and a beautiful aqua blue Nintendo 3DS. This actually cost me £20, and it came with 2 extra Pokemon games, with Pokemon Y and Pokemon Sun. Pokemon Sun sold for £15, and Pokemon Y sold for 22. The whole bundle cost me 20 quid. So my thought process was the money is safe in the games, and then this is going to be pure added profit. So even if that doesn't work, my money was safe in the games. So that's another thing. If you can make money on the games, then I don't mind spending up too much on the actual console itself. So, not sure if this works yet. So we're going to test that together. Fingers crossed it works, because if this does work, it's an easy £60. Very straightforward to see if this turns on. Just click the power button, which is located on the right-hand side of the console. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it will turn on. And there we have it. It turns on. That's a good start. When you are testing stuff, obviously check all the functions work. So, you know, especially the A, B, X, Y buttons, they all seem to be doing something. The scroll wheel is phenomenal. The arrows are working very nicely. However, it doesn't just stop there. We need to test a game. This is very important, because sometimes you can buy a 3DS and the game slots don't actually work. Well, we've just put in Omega Ruby, and that is a good solid start. It's showing on the top screen that it is recognizing the cart. That's always a Brucey little bonus. So fingers crossed it reads this, and if it reads it, I think we can list it. And there we have it. It's recognized the game, and we're into the world of Pokemon. Da, 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 da. I mean, I'm very happy that this works. You can see quite clearly that all the buttons are working, and I'm very happy that this is 100% working and ready to list. So we're going to get this listed now, take some beautiful photos, and list it for about 60 quid, maybe even 70 with the charger, maybe. Depends how I'm feeling, boys. Depends how I feel. So yeah, very happy. Nice juicy bonus that it works. My money was safe within the games, but I can't show you the rest of the games because I've actually sold Pokemon Y and Sun. I've only got Omega Ruby left, which is about a £32 game, and I can list the DS with the charger for approximately £60 to £70, and the whole bundle cost me 20. Another top tip: buy yourself a shed ton of elastic bands, and then you can tidy up the cables when it comes to listing. Just makes it look a little bit more presentable than a massive 2-meter cable looking absolutely dreadful on the photo. Always nice to tidy up your cables using elastic bands. So the next item that we're going to test and make sure is fully working is this awesome, the sort of like late 2000 Lego Boombox. Look how cool that is. Again, a big credit and a big shout out to John Luke Resales. I probably would have had a research watching one of his recent videos, well, one of his old videos, in fact. He picked up one of these in in yellow with me, and he got quite good money. I think like 60 odd quid. So I paid 10, bit on the high side. Like I said, we need to be looking out for the spares and repair value, and I think the spares and repair value was about £18 on this. So money is safe if it doesn't work, but I'm quietly confident that this one's going to work. Plug in the hole. Do we have power? We. Obviously, this is a CD radio boombox, so we need to test the CD compartment and the radio. So we're going to start off with the CD by pressing a few buttons, and it should work. Let's turn the knob. Might have to put some copyright music over this, but I think that works. Just a quick thing as well, when you are testing stuff like these, you need to be testing all the most used common buttons to make sure that all the buttons work. And if some of them don't work, then obviously you'd let that know in the description. But the CD all seems to be working. Now we need to test the radio. Radio 106.1. Let's try and find the antenna. There she is. Whoop!
That's quality.
Perfect.
Quality.
It's quality. This is going to be a quality listing with some items of electronicals, as we're going to call it in this episode. I don't tend to clean it until I've tested it, because in my eyes, if it doesn't work, it doesn't really need cleaning that much. Obviously, I'm going to give it a light clean if it didn't work, but now I know it works stupendously well. We're then going to give this a nice deep clean with some polish, and that should be an easy £50 to £60 item. And today's choice of polish is the sheen. Oh yeah, and make sure if it's an item that has both power mains and the battery mains, make sure you test it with the batteries. We have done that off camera, and yeah, it's actually 2009. So yeah, not too old indeed. Beautiful condition. We're going to get this listed for around about the £50 to £60. Right, the next thing we are going to test to make sure it's working before we list it on eBay is this plug and play Namco Joystick, which just plugs into the TV. So you need to get the cable, which is plugged into the TV, which is working, and then we need to see what batteries are required. They are AA batteries. So let me get some AA batteries. Now, this is a good sign. There is no battery corrosion at all. There's no blue. There's no swelling on the batteries. They all seem to be pretty well in contact. The contacts of the batteries themselves look good. The springs look good. So hopefully this will work if we just replace the batteries. So in fact, I need 4. I thought I might need 3. So let's get a 4th battery. Put new batteries in and switched it to on. And this light here should glow, and it's not doing anything. This could be the first fail of the video. I've even tried to reset it, still doesn't want to do anything. I've tried turning it on and off again, because that's what IT said when I rang them up. They said, have you tried turning it on and off again? Doesn't work. This could be a bit of a dud. Well, I've tried another different AA batteries, but no power whatsoever. I've even got it on the right channel just to see if it needed to be on the right channel for it to work, but that doesn't seem to be anything to do with it either. I've reset it with the new batteries, and we still have no life whatsoever in this little machine. So I think because it owed us £3, it's £3 lost. Make sure your batteries do work. These 8 batteries that I've tried on this Namco thing, 100% works. I've tried a bit different things previously, like a couple of days ago, and I know they work. So the batteries are fine. It's always good to have 2 sets of each battery. So I always have 8. I have like 10 AA's, 10 AAA's, and it's nice to have a good arsenal full of batteries, just in case, you know, that these batteries don't work, but they do. And unfortunately, I don't think that Namco is working. Right, the next item that we are going to be testing to make sure fully works before listing on eBay is this Seiko Oxford Thesaurus ER2000. I think it's going to be a pretty simple test. I think it's just one of them sort of like circular watch batteries. They do have... Why are you screwed on like that for? So we need to unscrew this, see what battery it is, and go from there. I think we found out why it won't work, because there's no freaking battery in the first place. It almost looks brand new as well, which could be quite interesting. So, do you know what? I've got my fingers crossed. I think this could potentially work. We have just put a brand new CR2025 Kodak lithium battery inside, and for the moment of truth, does it turn on? Right, Seiko, whatever your name is. Well, that doesn't look too good. What we're going to do is reset it now. As you can see, we've got power, but we just don't have the correct LCD screen whatsoever. Yeah, even if we click the Thesaurus, press on and off. Press Thesaurus, doesn't do anything. Press games, it doesn't do anything. Press help, doesn't do anything. You can see it's trying to flick through the LCD screen menus, but it's just not showing exactly what we need to be seeing. This is a major problem when buying electronicals. I love the word electronicals, by the way. This is a major problem when you buy electronics, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what is wrong with me today, but I cannot say that word to save my life. There is a lot of hits, but there's also a hell of a lot of misses as well. And this is probably another miss today. It's a shame because I think we spent about £10 on this item, because these in its box can go anywhere up to £40 to £45 if working, and that's the problem. That's a massive problem. If it works, it's worth this, and that is why I tend to sell a lot of clothes and a lot of trainers, because there is always hits. You cannot, a pair of trainers will not miss. I mean, there might be a way for people to get the LCD screen to work on that, but for me, that is well out of my zone. I don't know how to fix that, if it's even possible. So what I might do is sell this as spares and repairs and get my £10 back. It does come complete with box. It's in really nice condition, so maybe I might be able to squeeze £10 and get my £10 back. But that's why I always stick on the sort of lower end when buying the electronics, because you just do not know if it's going to work. The next thing that we are going to be testing is this Sony Smart Engine SLWWIZFZ VHS machine. There's a fair few things to test when it's coming to a VHS machine. The remote as well needs testing. We need to test the functions on this and actually if it plays a VHS. So inserting VHS. We have got power, which is a good thing, but this isn't so good. Oh, I mean, it seems to be pretty good so far. When it comes to testing the remote, you want to be testing the main functions. So like the pause button, as you can see, it's paused there. The rewind, the fast forward, all that good stuff. And as you can see, every button I am pressing, it seems to be working. So I'm pretty happy that the controller works as well, which is always nice because it adds a little bit more value to the machine. And the final test is ejecting. Hopefully it's not chewed the tape. The moment of truth. Voila. At this point, I would be taking a photo of this working, just to make sure that the buyer is fully aware that it has been tested and working. So I'll take a photo of it working now and just put in the description that the TV and the VHS is not included, just in case the buyer tries and pulls a fast one on you. But yeah, this is pretty certain it's working. Really nice condition. So now I'll give it a quick wipe over and get it listed. When it comes to cleaning something like this, you need two things and two things in life: some baby wipes and Mr. Sheen. So So we've given it clean and we still can't get these marks off. They seem to be pretty deep in there. So what we're gonna have to do is take the photos of this markings here. Let the buyer know in the description that there's a few a few surface scratches. It shouldn't affect the value too much, to be fair. It might knock a fiver, but we have the remote, so that always puts us in ahead of any other listing. This should be an easy 50 quid-ish, tested and working with remote, an official remote as well at that, so that's always a nice juicy bonus. But yeah, really happy that that one works. For something like this as well, it's very important to take a photo of the serial number, just in case your buyer gets a bit funny and tries to swap it with one of his that don't work. At least then you know exactly which one is yours based on the serial number. So do make sure you do take a photo of that number there. With any electricals, it's pretty good to do. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend of all consoles, the Nintendo Wii. There's a lot to test on the Nintendo Wii, so we could be here a while, and that's one thing you need to take into consideration if you want to start selling electronics, is the time it takes to test, clean, and list, and even package. So far, so good, and it looks like it's got a hidden game inside. Let's have a look. It should be The Sims 3. We've also got to test the Wii remote, the Wii sensor bar, and make sure it actually loads the game. So there's a lot to test, so little time, a lot to do. Just in case some of you guys didn't know, when it comes to syncing Wii remotes, oh yeah, by the way, it doesn't have a back cover. You click that little red button there, then you open this flap here and press that red button there and hold, and it should sync. Like so. First person point and click. Oh my god, what is going on? Should we load the last game and see what's going on? We've got cedar, oak, moss, spence, myrtle, and pine. They've got a fair bit of chunk of change. Let's load this bad boy up. It hasn't been used since 2015 though. Kind of expecting to open this up and all the Sims are dead, because this hasn't been loaded up in 7 years. So they must be absolutely Hank Marvin. Told you. Well, I think it'd be rude not to test another game that we are going to be selling with the bundle. So we're going to give this Raving Rabbit's Travel in Time a cheeky spin. What I would say about this Nintendo Wii is it's quite loud. So I might have to mention that in the description below. However, it still works, so yeah, it's a 50-50. Who would have thought you'd be watching RummageAround doing first person gaming on today's video, hey? Pew 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 pew. A nunchuck is required to play this game. Well, that's okay, friend, because I've got one. I don't really know what's got into me today, but we're having some fun testing some video games, and that, my friend, is one of the perks of the job. Am I right? Or am I freaking right? What's this geezer doing anyway? Who the freaking hell does he think he is? Oi, what a cheeky little side-scrolling game this actually is. It's pretty banging. I spent a good 20 minutes playing this game already. When it comes to listing a game bundle, you want to make it as big as possible, as in like gauging and grossing as possible for the potential buyer to be able to just even click on it. Because the market is so flooded with like Nintendo Wii's, you want to make it look big, a lot of stuff going on, because it does really enhance your chances of selling this item. So what I mean by that is like spread the games out, put some games on the top, just make it look bigger than it actually is. Does that make sense? It's a little bit of a sales tactic. Make it look bigger and sell it for bigger money. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs and rabbits. Thank you, beautiful faces, for watching today's video. Something slightly different. I don't tend to sell too many electronicals. I love that word, electronicals. It's definitely not a word, is it? I think I've just probably made that up, but it's such a cool freaking word. Anyway, so what I'm about to say is it worth doing? I think so. I think in the grand scheme of things, if you can pick up stuff cheap enough and you stick to the spares and repairs value when you go out sourcing in charity shops and car boots, I think you can't go too wrong at all, to be fair. We did have 2 duds, but apart from that, everything else worked, and I'm quite glad that the big bulkier items did work, because they're the ones that hold the most value. So yeah, it is worth doing. I think it is worth trying to get in listing and selling some electronicals, because there's a lot of money to be made, and if they do work, you're on a winner chicken dinner, winner chicken dinner. But if they don't work, you've got to then think of ways of disposing them. Would you sell them back to a car boot knowing that they don't work, or would you donate them to a charity knowing that they don't work? You know what I mean? I don't think I would. So it's just finding ways to dispose of the items that don't work. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy that slightly different video. Thank you, guys. I'll see you beautiful lot in the next one. Before you go, smash that like and subscribe if you're new around here. Ding dong that bell so you do get notified when I upload next. And I'll see you lot in the next one.